Chiefs have begun making moves, and it starts by adding a punter to the roster that likely is going to take Tommy's job. Welcome to RGR Football. We knew this was a possibility for a very long time. Didn't think it was going to happen today. But what we find out is the Chiefs have signed punter Matt Araiza, who arguably has an even better leg than Tommy Thompson, to this roster in order to provide a fallback position. Tommy's a free agent. This appears to be a decision in hand on Tommy's future in Kansas City, which Tommy Townsend has been great. And his looks like his time is likely going to come to an end because you're not going to pay him and sign this kid who has a booming leg. But it's not just that simple. There are other aspects to this that we are going to discuss here. So I really appreciate you guys joining me. I am Ryan. This is RGR, Ryan Going Rogue. Welcome, as it happens to be able to hit you here with this right off the bat as the Chiefs make this signing. Now, Araiza's guy with a story, we're going to get to that in a minute, but I do want to share the fact that it's not the only thing that happened. A lot of Mizzou fans are going to be fairly happy with this because along with Matt Araiza coming to the roster, the Chiefs have signed old friend Tyree Gillespie as well. And so I think there are going to be some folks that are really going to be happy about that one, and I don't blame you a bit, especially if you happen to be a Mizzou fan, because this is going to give you a homegrown talent that you think can add to the depth. And that's really the key as I try to zoom in on this so you guys can get a good look at it. This is official from the Chiefs' X account. I keep forgetting to say X. In particular, is that both of these players have been signed. And so you get a local guy as well as Araiza, who I think is going to be able to really push the boundaries of what the punt game is going to become. Welcome in. If you're new to me, like, sub, hit the bell. I've been covering this team for going on 13 years at this point. I've been an exercise physiologist, a strength and conditioning coach, a position coach, 20 plus years training athletes to try to get them into the league. And this is my channel where I break it down for you whenever I get a chance, like in these live moments. Now, that said, aside from the fact that you're going to get a homegrown talent, you're going to get a punter with a huge leg. And this is the upside. This is why the Chiefs are doing this. That's because of the leg. There's no other reason to do it, quite frankly. I see that there's a bunch of folks in here, and I'm sure there's going to be questions. I will get to some of them here in a little bit and run down what I understand of the situation overall. Tommy Thompson has given himself the reputation of a team player, an excellent holder, and good Lord, a giant leg. He will be in demand. Not to mention now he's coming off back-to-back Super Bowls with rings in his hands, the kind of thing that teams around the league who maybe have special teams units that struggle, that says, hey, he can help us get right. He's going to give us better hang time. He's going to allow our coverage to get downfield better. He is going to do everything that we need to get better. And that's why he's going to get paid. And on this year, when you're dealing with everything with Chris Jones and with L'Jarius Sneed, and you're talking about having to go back to Patrick Mahomes to get more cap space, it's just a sad fact that a punter is too low a priority for this offense to pay 5, 6, maybe more million per year that Tommy Thompson is going to get on that open market. And so that necessitates the idea that you're going to have to move on from him at this point. I know there are going to be a lot of fans that are sad around Chiefs Kingdom because of that, but this is truly the business aspect of this league. And it's nothing against Tommy at all. It's one of those, hey man, good pal, hate to part with you, but we kind of got to. Jennifer, thank you. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Ola as well. Gonna get into but things like this. This is so wavy is getting to the point that this is like you're parting with a friend in Tommy Townsend, but you have to do it. And if you're going to have to do it anyway, you might as well get somebody that you think does something at least on par. Now let's get nothing squirrely here. I've never seen Matt Araiza throw a ball, and Tommy Thompson's got an arm on him. So the fake aspect of Dave Toub's units is taking a hit here. That is the one negative that I can see. The other negative would be experience, and obviously the kid had a tough go. There's a couple of aspects here, and I don't want to get into legalese. I am not a lawyer. We'll see if when Seth's resurfaces, if he wants to make comments on this without knowing the facts of the case. It's difficult, but I will tell you the minutia and the logistics of it. He was accused of a crime amongst some other players at San Diego State while he was a player there. There was a sexual assault, rape allegations. He was named in that. The prosecutors did not find enough evidence after interviewing what I understand is 35 plus people. They did not file charges. They did not think there was enough evidence there. There was a civil lawsuit by the claimant that he was amongst this group that supposedly did this thing. He filed a countersuit for defamation, saying, that he was not involved and that this is defaming his character. There was a drop back in December. I think we were all getting ready for Christmas, where the lawsuit dropped him from the complaint, removing him, and he dropped his defamation. A little bit of tit for tat there. So there is some things there that, listen, I don't want to go through this. I'm going to keep this up. We'll come to agreement and we'll get out of this. It's not an admission of guilt or an admission of innocence. That's nothing. It's just how the legal system works in terms of those are some of the moves that you can make. So I know nothing about what happened at San Diego State. I know nothing about the timeline of the incident, and I'm not going to go there. It would be just completely in poor taste for me to try to research it to the point that it makes any sense. I'm going to tell you about what it means on the field, because there's going to be plenty of channels around this platform that are going to tell you what they think and hoop and ha and either get super excited or get super disgusted about all this. Well, I'm going to tell you what it means on the field, because that's what I'm here for. That's what this channel is here for, to tell you about ball. And it comes down to this. You lost the experience factor. Holding is going to be something that we're going to have to look at. We're going to have to talk about what happens with Blaine Gabbert as a returner. He's also a free agent. We have to talk about the backup quarterback position, because somebody's got a hold that's going to be new in this particular coming season. And that always throws things off. Harrison Butker is a unique talent. And as you guys heard me say in the pregame from the Super Bowl, he needed to play a big role, and he did. The holder is a guy that sets him up for success. So this is going to be critical. But the day in, day out, on an offense that has Travis Kelce, has Patrick Mahomes, and will have more weapons than it had this season, the punter is not the most important guy to have on this roster. I won't say he's 53, but he's certainly not 42. You know what I mean? He's not breaking in there. So going with a younger contract, this will be cheap. We don't have the numbers as we understand right now, but Araiza's got a leg that actually beats Tommy's. And so the upgrade in terms of the ability to move the ball and flip your field and get yourself in a better position defensively once you have to give up the ball, this is a no-brainer. It's all the off the field stuff that had to be sorted out, dealt with, and decided upon. And that's going to be the issue. That's the only issue that I see going forward here. Oh, I'm glad. It looks like Holly may have joined us. I see people commenting about her. I hope she's here, and I know she's going to be heartbroken. I'm sorry, Holly. It's tough. It's just Tommy's got greener pastures coming. You know what I mean? So I hope. And maybe Tommy isn't actually in here, but so Holly, we appreciate you. Going to get to some of your comments here as I'm digging through. Like I said, Matt Araiza's got a huge leg. It doesn't have any experience. It's going to take some of that. It is going to be a work in progress, but it's going to be a cheap contract, given all the stuff, and it's going to be something that allows you to move the ball. So on the field, in terms of the front office and being able to do everything they can to keep their free agents, this is a no-brainer, slam dunk, great deal all the way around. And there's one little thing that's extra. And I wish I had the zoom button on today. I went to a new lens, and I can't zoom it remotely. But I'll just tell you this. The even better part about this is you just stole a quality player from the Buffalo Bills. Congratulations. The Bills actually spent a draft pick on Matt Araiza. And then obviously everything happened. They let him go. It's just one more move that the Chiefs were able to jump in and grab him back. They clearly feel that the allegations are behind him and everything has been cleared enough that they're willing to spend a little bit of money on it. It just makes it that much better that you take him away from the team that probably was the next in line to go grab him back. So that's a nice little thing, I have to say. For those of you that are checking the marks back and forth against some of the other leading contenders in the AFC. And let's be real, the Chiefs are the pick to repeat, right? Doesn't mean they're the only contender. And so you got to make sure that you have to say, we're doing what we can to make sure that this gets done. I'm going to go through a couple of your comments here, and we will get that squared away. I'm just setting them up right now, you guys. And yes, I think I'm caught up. There we go. Okay, so let's start with Colson's question on why mess with the Bucker-Townsend chemistry. And that's only because Tom's contract is up, and you have to pay him a ton of money that takes away from your ability to re-sign Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed, Matt Dana, Derek Nottie, Turk Wharton, a myriad of players, including Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Bolton, Frank Gay. That's why. You're choosing guys that put in a exponential number of snaps in your season in a given week even than you can get out of your punter. But your punter changes field position. He, outside of the quarterback, he is the most direct effect on your field position. So it is a big deal, but that's why. Mayor James, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Townsend wants the bag and the pricing himself out of the market here, and he should. Punters can have some of the longest careers in the NFL. That's absolutely true. But he's never going to be coming off of back-to-back victories again in time to sign a contract. There is no better time to sign a free agent contract than right now if you were a contributor to this last Super Bowl run. That's bad for Chris Jones. It's great for Tommy Townsend, and it makes the Chiefs' life hell. So they're going to have to work out, and they're going to have to figure it out. Christo, I did not see an actual contract. I heard that it was getting done, but I haven't seen an actual announcement that it's signed. The Chiefs have not said that they re-signed Powell that I have seen. So it would certainly make sense. He should come back on a futures contract. He's a practice squad player. He will be a practice squad player, and the depth is there. And I like them continuing to double down. If they continue to see growth out of their low-end draft picks or UDFAs, they should continue to do that. So I'm glad, and I've seen several people mention it. So I hope that's accurate. I just haven't seen the official yet. Keaton, this is why I love the Chiefs and Andy always giving second chances. You don't see that often. And for guys who've been through the legal system, this is a big W for him. Let's go Chiefs. And a lot of folks are going to feel that way. There are going to be folks that feel the opposite. Don't give them too much hell for it, because you got to see both sides of it, right? And everybody's got a little bit of question in a situation like this. So let's try to write it out. Let's try to base our opinions on what he does on the field until he does something off the field. You know what I mean? Hopefully that never happens. So we'll just ride with that. And Duncan, I appreciate you. And I can't wait to see the new movie either, Mr. Idaho. I don't know of his, I could go pull San Diego State film from 21 or 22. No, not 22, I don't think. 21, 20, maybe 19, but for holds, I'm just not sure that that's it. They'll test him out here in OTAs, and we'll know immediately if they sign someone else, then maybe that's an issue. I don't anticipate it to be, so we'll see what comes of it. Otherwise, I think that this is just the start. I think we're gonna see some guys part ways. We're gonna. Tommy's already parted ways. His contract is up, so it's not like they're cutting him. But we're going to see some other guys get signed once free agency starts, and even maybe right now, because they have to fill in some of these gaps and they have to get cheaper at some positions to make sure that they get their stars back. I think that is a positive sign that they're looking to do that. Jennifer, again, I appreciate you. If you guys would hit the like and the sub, I would appreciate it very much. And Karth, you're actually right. They don't get any cap relief. Disengage from KT. I have a feeling you might try to throw him in on a trade concept or something like that. But it definitely feels like the end of the road in Kansas City, and probably most of the league knows that. So we'll have to see what happens for him. I do kind of expect right now a cut. Ms. Tracy, nice to see you. I think everybody liked him, and I'm sure that we're going to be okay, and Tommy's going to be better off for the rest of his life. Who knows? You can always have a reunion later, right? Third contract for a punter is nothing. Fourth, fifth, maybe even a sixth contract for a guy like Tommy who hasn't had to do a lot of work. I expect them to look at him hard in Buffalo, in Cincinnati, maybe even in Cleveland, Seattle. I can see all those teams taking a good hard look at Tommy Townsend. Let's see, just circling back for anything that I missed. Ray, what did you have? Do you think the Chiefs will go after Malachi Corley in the draft? Steve Smith Sr. really likes him a lot. I like him a lot too. I don't know what people are saying that he's a first-round draft pick. I don't see that at all. But yeah, as a late day 3, early day 4 guy, I think that's the range that I have him in. Now, I haven't done Western film yet, so I know what I saw at the Senior Bowl. I've seen a little bit of here and there. Dan's actually worked him up. And Steve Smith has a good eye. So that'll earn him a few more points in my book. I don't know that they want to get smaller. I have to be honest. I do feel like they're a little bit underpowered right now, except for Rasheed. So I think you might see him go the opposite area. But let's be real. They need speed. They need speed. Bottom line, number one aspect in this wide receiver class that they have to have is speed. Ryan, when will we see the first Chiefs free agent agreement? This next week. This week or next month? It's combine this week. Free agency starts in March. I want to say the 13th of March. So it's coming. But we won't see anything unless it's a true free agent like right now. Guys that are out of the league right now are on the sidelines, like Araiza. Anybody who's still under contract, that they usually don't expire until first week of the league year. So that's coming right around the corner. Mayor James, you're absolutely right. Can't keep everybody regardless of their salaries. Expect to win year after year. Lots of players we like to move on to due to salary limits. You're right. It's a balancing act. And unfortunately, that's the problem. Samuel, possible left tackle in the first round. I actually still lean this way. I've been on this direction all fall through the regular season, and I still feel this way because I do feel that there's way more depth at wide receiver, like you guys who were talking about Leggett. Legette's going to be a day 2 guy. You can get him later on. He did not look good at the Senior Bowl. Let's be real. And I think that makes him a day 2 solid pick somewhere in there, much like Rasheed. You don't have to spend the number 1. I do think if you want a quality tackle, you have to go in it at the first round right now. So that's kind of where I see it as well. So, and PK, would you sign Calvin Ridley if available? It would all depend on the cost. I'm not giving Calvin Ridley 10 plus. I might give him between 6 and 8 in lieu of MVS. MVS is going to get cut. I am very sure of that. I'm just not sure of the timing, but look for that to happen. So I think we're going to find out what goes on. Let's see. Anybody else? Sean, welcome to the memberships. If you win on all the extra juice that's over in Discord, if you want the extra content here on the channel, if you want any of the new stuff, sign up at the rookie level and above like Sean did, and you'll get in there. You can connect your Discord account with your YouTube account in the settings on Discord, and you're in like Flynn. And that's really kind of the way that we're going. We have so much draft content to get through. Subscribe at NFL33.com. I have some content coming for you from a GM that I had a long talk with. It's going to be great. Going to have a chunk of it on here coming. Going to have some of it on NFL 33, but it's all trading into NFL 33 where all the draft building, all the team building is going to be. So make sure you sub over there. Eric, do you think Justin Reed is a cap cut? No, I think they extend him and get his number down. I think they want him back. I think they're happy with what they got from his signing. Colson, loving the idea of a round 1 tackle and a wide receiver in round 2. That's kind of where I'm leaning to, bud. We'll see if it stays that way. Sam, do you think 95 stays and perhaps the tag and trade Snead? I think they're working really hard. If you missed my piece from the other day, I think they're working really hard to get it done with Chris Jones now so they can put the tag on L'Jarius. I think that's the best thing to move forward. I hope that that's the way I want them both back. It's just a mountain to climb to get that done. Pono, nice to see you, buddy. A lot of the Chiefs podcasts have stuff about Mike Evans coming here. And here in all Chiefs. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't shy away from Mike Evans. He is a free agent. I think they probably want him back in Tampa Bay. My guess is he's kind of a home guy. I think he likely goes back there. Would he fit into this offense? Yes, he can still move. I personally would like to see it. I think the money's going to be the thing. He's probably going to make nearly as much money as T. Higgins. Obviously, he's a lot older, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But I just don't think you can put that kind of investment in a position where after 30, it's downhill fast. And that's honestly what's been the drag on Chris as well. So we hope that we get there. Eric, I got yours. Would you sign Mooney from Chicago? Only on a pretty light contract. I'm not going to pay that guy a ton of money. I have to say it. And let's see. Can they trust? It's not about trust. The question is, can Chris trust him? I don't think so. If I was him, if I was anybody who cares about Chris Jones, I'd be telling him to change agents now. Thoughts on Tranquil? I hope we resign him. I do too, and I think they will. Tag and keep LJ would be nice, but tag and trade for more draft capital. We only have 6 picks. Could be, but LJ is not going to bring you draft capital as much as Chris is. There's way more good corners that have, a 10 or 12 or 15% drop off from LJ. The drop off to get past Aaron Donald and Chris Jones. I mean, Matt Bika did it for 1 season, and that's half the money. So, it's no question. It's much of his caliber than it is to find a corner. So, this is where we're at today. Thanks for joining me. Wanted to give you something live just as the news came out, or at least as I got it. So, appreciate you guys jumping in here. If you're new, like, sub, hit the bell. Make sure you're with us as we get going towards Chiefs draft and free agency as we start turning the page here. Tomorrow's going to be a Friday live stream, like we have done for the game plan, but we're going to start talking about a couple of different things. Free agency looking like one of them as well. We'll get Dan's reaction to this as well. And I hope that you guys will join us. It's going to be a fun offseason. We have a lot to do to try to triple and three-peat. So let's get ready for it. Have a good one. We'll talk to you then.